Hey everybody, welcome back to 99 for Prodigal Ministries. We're glad that you're here, and I know it's been a while since I've been able to post anything. The last video that we posted here, my wife and I had taken a trip to Texas, and we went to go visit my mom, and we went prayerfully, and the trip didn't exactly end or go, let me put it. It didn't go the way that we had planned, and I wanted to talk a little bit about that today here on this segment of 99 for Prodigal Ministries. So if you'll just hang on, we'll try and get through this and help you understand what happened, how we handled it, and kind of some things that took place from it and where we're going with it. Welcome back. Thank you. First of all, I just want to say to all of our subscribers, those that are here faithfully, thank you for being a part of this journey. Thank you for being a part of this mission, because that's really what this is. It is a mission. We are on a mission to reach people who are hurting, who are lost, people maybe that have walked away from the Lord, maybe those of you that are struggling in this day, in this hour, dealing with COVID and the division in our country and our world. But we just wanted to say thank you. If you're not a part of this community, we want to encourage you to go ahead and hit that subscribe button, hit the like. We'd appreciate it. It sure would help us out. So let's go ahead and get into the segment. My wife and I had been praying earnestly on what it is that the Lord wanted us to do, and like anything else, you do the best you can where you are. Try not to spend so much time focusing on what's down the road, but focus on where you are at on the road. And we went to Texas expecting to go and do these things, visit with ministers, visit with friends, and visit with people, and just see if that there was something there that the Lord was pulling us to. And so my wife went a few days before I did, and she went to a ladies' conference, and she enjoyed herself. But then I showed up a few days later, and we meet at the airport, and we missed each other, and we just hugged and kissed, and it's just what you do. You're a couple. That's just you give affection. And so within a couple of days, my wife had said, I feel like I've been dealing with some really bad sinuses. And lo and behold, it ended up being something completely different. And she ended up testing positive for COVID-19. That's my wife. And I wasn't going to leave her alone to deal with it. I didn't know how bad it would get, or how little or light symptoms that she would get. And what ended up occurring, I ended up obviously getting COVID-19. And it was not a fun experience at all. And I'm not going to go into the vaccination. I'm not going to go into any discussion related to that at this point. I'm just telling you about our trip. We'll have another video, probably a couple of them, discussing those topics in particular, but not this one right now. Anyway, so I ended up getting it, and I took a fever. My wife, she had lost her sense of taste and smell for a couple of days, and then she had a fever maybe for a day, and the rest of it she was just tired and just coughing. For me, it wasn't quite that simple. For me, I did have the same symptoms, but I kind of tried to force myself to be outside a little bit just to get fresh air. And then what ended up happening is I picked up a fever, and I couldn't shake it. I did everything I could. I drank orange juice. I feel like the dad on My Big Fat Greek Wedding where he walks around with Windex. But I took all the vitamins that I knew to take. I did everything, and I couldn't fight the fever. I couldn't shake it. So finally I went to the ER, and they gave me a few injections, some monoclonal antibodies, and had I been a day later, I would not have been able to get it. So anyway, I went home that night, and I took the inhaler that they gave me, and it seemed to kind of help relax things. I didn't have any issues with breathing, and I think that might be something a lot of people are running into, is they wait until they have issues breathing, and I know hospitals are telling you that. I say go anyway, especially if you're paying medical insurance. That's what you pay for. Just go anyway. That's my opinion. It is not medically based. I'm not a doctor, okay? But here's the thing. That next morning I woke up and something happened. I went to the restroom and I took my inhaler again. And I've never used an inhaler before. I think maybe one other time. But next thing I know, my world is spinning. My muscles are failing. Every single one of them. I started to collapse. Everything blacked out. I broke out into a horrible sweat. And the best thing I could do was just mumble out Mom and mumble out my wife's name. That was all I could do. And it just seemed like everything just blacked out. I couldn't see. It was a very traumatic moment for me. I thought I was done that night. So anyway, my mom was trying to get into the bathroom where I was, and I had collapsed right behind the door where they could not get to me. And she said, "Honey, you've got to move." And I'm like, I don't have any energy. I can't. Honey, you got to try. And I was able to muster just enough energy just to lean and fall out of the way. And my wife came in and went on to one side, my left side, and my mom was on my right. And they began to pray. Now, I don't know what happened. I don't know if it was an allergic reaction. I don't know if it was something to deal with monoclonal antibodies. I don't know if it was COVID. But the one thing I do know is that when my mom and my wife prayed for me, I could feel this strength enough to get off the floor. Barely, but enough. And I went into the room, and my wife stayed with me until I was able to fall asleep. Why am I telling you all of this? Well, we spent the better part of, all of September and up until now just trying to regain our strength, trying to get our life back in order, trying to get some kind of normalcy, if there's any such thing when you're living for God, or trying to. Just trying to find that normal. Trying to regain stamina and strength and the motivation to get back here to y'all. Today I want to encourage you. You, every one of you, everybody, COVID or not, whether you've been vaccinated or not, whether you're living for God or not, or somebody sent you the video because you used to live for God, or whatever the case may be. I want to tell you that if you're listening to this right now, you're not too far. You're not so far that God cannot reach you. You're not so far that God cannot change something in you. You're not so far that God cannot do something miraculous in your life. but people around you that are praying for you and with you are doing it earnestly. But there are some things that you've got to do. You've got to muster up the energy to just move just a little bit. Just a little bit, friend. Do something in your life that helps them to help you. Understand that there is strength in the Lord, no matter how bad you feel. You know who messed up the most? Let me tell you, everybody wants to go, oh, Judas. Oh, it was this. Oh, it was... Let me tell you who messed up the most. I say Adam. Adam really messed up the most. But God said it doesn't matter what you did. See, you didn't just blame your wife, Adam, but you blamed me. I didn't take your life, but I gave you an opportunity to serve me. And it may not have been where Adam would have liked to have been, but God's grace covered him regardless. I'm here to tell you, God's grace will cover you too. Trust in Him. And lean on the prayers of those that are around you. And if my sister's watching, I wanted to say thank you for sending the prayer cloth. Thank you for getting a hold of your church and having them pray over that. And if you don't know what that is, I'm going to encourage you to go look it up in the book of Acts. I want to say we truly need to pray for those that are dealing with COVID. We truly need to pray for those whose personalities and characters are under attack because of one choice or another, because they choose to do this or they choose to do that. That has got to stop. But we want to pray for them, that God would strengthen them. We'll have another video later. I'm going to talk about the vaccine. I got a couple of them. I want to address, is the vaccine the mark of the beast, or should I take the vaccine as a Christian? So be looking for those videos. Those will be following shortly after this. We're going to try and get back into the swing of things. But if you've enjoyed this video, we do appreciate you being here. But if you could help us out by just hitting that like and that subscribe button, hit the bell notification so that you'll be notified when a new video comes up. Thank you for your understanding. Thank you for your prayers. Thank you for your love. I know some of the folks here watching are from my church. I love you and I appreciate you. Thank you for being so supportive. To the rest of you, thank you for being a part of the family of God. We love you and we'll talk to you soon. In Jesus' name, bye now.